How's it going, class? My name is Julian Peters, and today I'll be talking to you about the Fit Your Macro system. I'm also going to be showing you a couple ways that you can integrate technology with the Fit Your Macro system, and we're going to be able to track different calories, track our foods, different things like that, which makes it more simple to keep nutrition. So, my first thing is we're going to talk about nutrition and how important it is and why we need it. I've been working out now for about 2.5 to 3 years. So I know what you're thinking is, working out, getting in shape is more about being in the gym. You want to be in the gym at all times. Um, a lot of people have that misconception that if I can eat whatever I want and I can go to the gym and lift weights and do my cardio and I'm going to get the health results that I want. For some people that is true, but you have to understand what your body does. There's three different types of bodies. You have ectomorph, you have endomorph, and mesomorph. I myself is a mesomorph. What a mesomorph is a guy that can put on weight rather easily, but he has to be careful because the weight he puts on can be bad. An ectomorph is somebody who can eat whatever they want, but because their metabolism is so high, they can't gain the weight that they want. They can eat and eat and eat, and I'm sure you know people like that. And then endomorphs are going to be naturally people who eat and they're going to be overweight, they're going to be oversized. The difference between an endo and a meso is a mesomorph can most likely have the athletic build, so they look kind of swole up and big, whereas an endomorph is going to look a little bit more heavy, be able to put on weight easier. So those are the three things you need to know. Genetically, we're all different. Genetically, our body's going to react to different foods differently. The main thing that we need to focus on is portion control. So there's different diets and different things for different people. Portion control is going to be the main thing that you need to realize and need to understand. You can have too much or too little of a lot of things. I know a lot of people think that, fruit is a great thing to do. And I'm not saying fruit isn't a bad way to eat, but fruit has a lot of sugars in it. So sometimes a person who, let's say, is a endomorph, eats a lot of fruit, their body might not react to it the way an ectomorph will react to it. So you have to look at those things. It's all pretty much a big science bowl that you have to understand, and it takes a lot of experimenting and doing this and doing that. So the system that I'm going to talk to you about is called the Fit Your Macro system. Now I found out that the Fit Your Macro system is very good with the clients that I've worked with. So I've used this on people, and the reason that it's good is because number one, it allows you to eat whatever foods you want to eat. It allows you to enjoy foods. You don't have to eat like I do, your standard chicken, your standard brown rice, your standard broccoli, and those things. You're not going to have to do that. But it's very important that you understand the meaning of portion control and you understand the meaning of not overindulging. So first we're going to talk about the keys to nutrition. All right, so the keys to nutrition. Number one, calories. That's what you have to look at. How many calories are you consuming a day? There's two different type of diets, or not diets, two different type of goals that I'll be talking about today. So the first goal is going to be cutting. Cutting is obviously you're going to be cutting down weight. You're wanting to lose weight, get in shape, get toned, possibly lose your stomach, possibly want to lose some fat sheds, do different things like that. You're going to have to cut. So what I would advise my clients to do is take about a week and document what they're eating. I want you to document your proteins, your carbs, and your fats, and how many calories you're getting a day. So let's say we have a person who was about 5'6" and they weigh about 230 pounds. The main thing you're trying to figure out is what can I do and how can I eat that's going to help my body and my metabolism speed up, which is going to cause my body to burn fat and shed fat, so I can lose my pant sizes, I can lose my belly fat, different things like that. So cutting is very important for this situation. So let's say you write down your stuff and you consume about 2,700 calories a day. Out of those 2,700 calories a day, maybe 250 grams of carbs, about 150 grams of protein, and about 80 grams of fat. You got to keep all these down. The reason it's important that you have those statistics and those details is because it's going to help us figure out how many calories we need for you to be able to start boosting your metabolism and cutting fat. Okay, so a calorie deficit is involved in a cutting diet. A calorie deficit is going to be, you're going to cut those calories, not in half because that's not eating a lot, but you're going to cut them down to where you can start to lose weight. So for instance, at one point I was eating about 3,000 calories a day. I was bulking up. I went from about 185 pounds to about 220 pounds in about a 4 to 6 month range. It was a lot of eating. It was hard. So once I started to cut, we cut that calorie count down to about 2,000. So we took about 1,000 calories away. That is the cutting diet. That is the calorie deficit. So you definitely want to document what you're eating, and then you're going to subtract how many calories. Now, you don't want to not eat. A lot of people have that misconception that if I'm going to lose weight, I need to not eat. No, what that does is it causes your body to start eating away at your muscle. If you're eating away at your muscle, you're taking away and deteriorating your muscle and continuing to gain fat. So yes, you might lose some weight, you might lose pounds, but then that's how you develop flabby skin, or your body measurements are off, or you might weigh 140 pounds, but your waist size might be bigger than what it is, or you might have a little extra belly fat. Is because you're not eating and you're not feeding your body the way you want to. So that's important. Now we'll talk about the bulking diet, which is going to be a calorie surplus. So surplus. You hear that word, you're thinking more. So let's say you document, you're trying to gain weight. You probably weigh 170 pounds and you want to get bigger. Okay? So you're at maybe 2,100 calories and you want to gain weight. Okay? We're going to up that to about almost 3,100 to 3,500 calories a day. It's a lot of eating. It's broke off into about 6 or 7 meals, but you're going to be eating a lot. You'll be eating every 2 hours because every 2.5 to 3 hours, because your body's metabolism is going to speed up because it's consuming so much food that eventually it will get hard to eat, but you're going to gain the calories you need. Now, a calorie surplus is important, again, if you're trying to bulk up, if you're trying to gain weight. I wouldn't recommend that to somebody who just wants to add some tone or add some definition. I would say eat a good amount of calories, make sure that you're doing your workouts and you're doing your cardio, but don't surplus, because surplus is going to cause you to gain weight. Now, there's 2 different types of calorie surpluses. There's we call them bulking diets in the bodybuilding world. There's a clean bulk and a dirty bulk. A dirty bulk is kind of a person who doesn't necessarily want to eat clean food. They're just going to eat whatever they want. A dirty bulk can be effective in the fact that you can gain weight rather quickly. The only problem I have with dirty bulk is the weight you're gaining sometimes is bloat, water, and just the overload of carbs. So you're not gaining good quality muscle. What you're gaining is size, water retention, and bloat. So when you cut it back down, you really initially only gained about a pound or 2 of muscle. To me, that's a waste of time. It's a lot of eating that you don't need. It's a lot of work that you're going to have to do to cut back that fat and that water bloat that you gained from the dirty bulking. Dirty bulking would involve, I'm going to eat maybe a good breakfast, and then I might go to McDonald's and eat. Then I might eat here. You're not really watching what you're eating. You're just eating all the time. And there's a lot of people that do that. I'm not saying dirty bulking isn't effective. I'm just saying it's something I would recommend. The other type of bulking is clean bulking. Clean bulking is tough because honestly, in off season, it's not something that I want to do. I've prepped for so long. I've cut for 16 weeks. I've wanted to eat with cake and cookies and pizza and tacos and all my favorite foods and just overindulge, but it's not smart because for a mesomorph, it's easy for us to gain that weight, just like an ectomorph. So what do? You clean bulk. You eat a calorie surplus of food, but it's going to be clean and healthy food. So you're going to get good carbs in with your meals. White rice, brown rice, sweet potatoes, different things like that. Clean foods, clean protein, chicken, fish, ground beef. You will get to eat more because you're eating clean, but it's not going to be as satisfying as dirty bulking where you can just pretty much have what you want. Now, what I try to do when I clean bulk my clients is I'll throw in some cheat meals and different things like that, which are important back to the calorie deficit and the bulking. By having a cheat meal on a Saturday after you've eaten so much and you've eaten all these meals is very important because number one, it's good for your mental system, it's good for your brain, it's a reward for all the dieting that you've done and all the hard work that you've done, but also it's very important for the simple fact that by eating those cheat meals, sometimes you give your metabolism a boost. Because at times we've ate so much and we've done so much that our metabolism is dead. So with this, imagine that you're on a roller coaster, okay? So you went up, and you've lost a lot of weight. Now you're going down and you're kind of plateauing a little bit. You're kind of on a steady road like this. What the metabolism is going to do is boost you back up, which is going to cause you to lose more weight. So that's why the cheat meal is important. It's going to boost you back up. So think about that when you're picking a diet. Throw some cheat meals on a Saturday. Don't go crazy. Keep it at a minimum, but have a cheat meal. It's good for your body and it's good for your brain. Don't think that it's not. So back to what we were talking about. The Fit Your Macro system is very important for my clients that want to have a life and want to, possibly go out or don't have the time to prep food and do all those things. What the Fit Your Macro system does is it tells you that you can eat whatever, but you have to fit your macronutrient count for the day. So let's say we have a person who's getting 2,500 calories. We want them to get 175 grams of protein, 175 grams of carbs, and about 75 grams of fat. Okay? What you're allowed to do is pretty much eat whatever you want to eat. It's very important that you think about this because it's still portion control. So as I grab a can of green beans right here, check this out, green beans, okay? What you're going to have to do when you're doing your Fit Your Macro system is always look at the back of what you're doing. You're going to see here that for a serving, half a cup of green beans, you're going to have 3 grams of carbs, 1 gram of protein, no grams of fat, and 20 calories. So on a Fit Your Macro system, vegetables are your best friend. Greens are your best friend. They're going to be low in calorie. You're going to be able to eat more, and that's going to fill you up, but it's going to be healthy food that's filling you up. So the Fit Your Macro system says that you can go to McDonald's and order something, and as long as it fits your macros for the day, you don't go over or under your calories or your proteins, carbs, and fats for the day, you're allowed to have that. That's what you need in order to keep sane, but you have to be careful. I know some people who have done the Fit Your Macro system, they'll be able to set up their macros throughout the day where they can have a bowl of ice cream at night just for their sweet tooth. Now, what you have to do if you're going to have that bowl of ice cream is make sure that everything from breakfast all the way till then is matched up, that you have enough calories saved that you can allow yourself to have that bowl of ice cream. You understand what I'm saying? So that's your Fit Your Macro system. I actually watched a video of a guy who decided with his class that they were going to do an experiment. He was going to eat McDonald's 3 times a day. 2,000 calories. So every day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, he had McDonald's. He would walk the track for about, I believe, 4 laps a day, and that was his only exercise. He actually, in a month and a half, lost about 20 pounds. Why? Because the 2,000 calories that he were getting was a calorie deficit and was able to create a weight loss and a faster metabolism for him. He was able to fit whatever he was eating at McDonald's into that 2,000 calorie range through proteins, carbs, and fats, and he was able to lose weight. So that's what the Fit Your Macro system does. It causes you not to be as disciplined as the fact of I have to eat chicken, green beans, and rice every meal, but you still have to be disciplined by tracking your calories, and you still have to be disciplined by your portion size of what you're eating. So I know the question that we're asking is, well, how do I track my calories? I don't have time to write everything down and figure it out in my head. Well, that's where we're going to integrate our technology here. MyFitnessPal is one of the best apps that you can ever have for this situation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the MyFitnessPal app. Now check this out. This is what MyFitnessPal looks like, if you can see this. Now MyFitnessPal is an app that you can get on an Android or an iPhone. What it does is it allows you to track your calories through a food database system of over 20,000 different foods that you have. I've used MyFitnessPal, went to Subway, typed in the sandwich I got. It brought up the exact nutrition information for me, and I was able to plug that in for my diet. So what you're going to be able to do is set your calorie goal. You're going to be able to set your protein goal, and you're going to be able to set your fat goal. Now, all you have to do is click right here. You're going to go into the database. Say for meal 1, you had 6 eggs, whatever, 6 eggs, a cup of oatmeal, and 2 pieces of bacon. You type those in. The database will find it. It'll give you the exact nutrition information you need and log that into your system. You'll continue to do that for each meal, and at the end of the day, you can calculate how many calories you've had and what you've done and make sure that you made your goal. It's an amazing app. And it's also very good for progress. It's very good for your food totals. It's very good for everything you need. So MyFitnessPal can be used on an Android, it can be used on an iPhone, and it can be used on your computer. If you're going to do the Fit Your Macro system, always remember portion control is the key, and then get an app, a calorie watch, whatever you can to make sure that you're tracking your calories and staying within the goal that you set. My name is Julian Peters. I hope that I've helped you out with the Fit Your Macro system. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you. Bye-bye.